Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to another episode of The Cider Drinker. And on today's episode I am bringing to you a cider that is one of the store's own branded ciders as well. And that cider is Tesco Finest Single Orchard Cider. Now there is a lot to talk about this cider actually. It's got a lot of shit on the bottle, to be honest, but I don't know, I just saw this on the shelf and I thought, well, I might as well give an own branded cider a go, because you never know, what with it being the Tesco Finest label, it might actually be pretty damn good. But I guess we'll have to wait and see, won't we? But first of all, as usual, let me just give you some details on Tesco Finest Single Orchard Cider. Tesco Finest Single Orchard Cider comes in these 500ml bottles, and that's the only way you can get it as well. You can't get it in cans or on draft anywhere, so just be on the lookout for this in stores. The alcohol percentage is 5.5% in volume, so pretty standard for a cider on the shelves. Apparently it's a medium dry taste and character, and the price is actually a little bit cheaper than other 500ml bottled ciders out there, coming in at £1.49, so not a bad little deal on this thing. So there we go. Now, like I said, there is a lot of stuff on this bottle, but before I get into that, I don't know, for an own brand cider, it's got its own sort of unique character to it, I guess. It's just plain, obviously, it's just nice plain old label there, but it's got a touch of sophistication to it as well. It's not just a simple slapdash label that they've just said, oh, you know, anyone will buy this cheap crap because, you know, they're cheap and anyone can afford it. No, this one's got a touch of sophistication to it, which I like. But yeah, as I say, there is a lot on this bottle. Even on the front it says matured in 100-year-old oak vats, so right away I'm going to think smoky character and everything. Somerset cider, again from Somerset, a really good place to get ciders from. A medium dry full-bodied premium cider. Now here's the interesting thing. It says right at the bottom, produced and bottled at Myrtle Farm in Somerset by Thatcher's Cider. Now that's really surprising, seeing as, well, Thatcher's is pretty much one of my favourite cider brewers out there, and they've let Tesco do their own brand of cider, but they've produced and bottled it for them, which I thought was really surprising, to be honest. And at the top it says, a medium dry full-bodied premium cider bursting with rich flavours and fruity aromas. And I've not even got to the back of the bottle yet. It says, crafted from the finest English apples grown and nurtured in the Criston orchard, pressed, blended and matured in 100-year-old oak vats at Myrtle Farm in Somerset to produce a full-bodied premium cider bursting with rich flavours and fruity aroma. And also, unlike most other bottled ciders out there, it actually has ingredients on the back as well. Now this is where it kind of takes a little dip down, because obviously ingredients: cider, great, I'm glad it contains cider. Water, invert sugar syrup, malic acid and sulfur dioxide, and obviously it contains sulfites for freshness as well. I'm not quite sure what invert sugar syrup is, but I do wholeheartedly believe that sugar does not belong in ciders if you want the proper taste. So I don't know, that instantly screams artificial to me, but there you go, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? So without further ado, let me just get this old bottle open, shall I? Oh, hey, there we go. I actually think my bottle opener is getting a bit bent. I need to get a new one. But there we go. Oh, sorry, camera shot there. Alright, let's do the old whiff. I can smell it already. Whoa, that's strong vinegary taste, you know, vinegary smell to it. Even before I got my nose to the bottle, that was quite strong coming off of that. You are getting a touch of a woody smell from it as well, probably from the oak vats that they've used. But I don't know, it has got a hint of sweetness to it, which is obviously going to be a little bit artificial. But yeah, the initial smell's quite overpowering. So there we go. Anyway, let me just pour this into the glass then. And well, it's fizzing up quite nicely in the glass. Oh yes. A lot of carbonation coming off of this cider, I can tell you that. I don't know whether you can hear that or not. Let me just get it closer. Hear that? That is the sound of fizz. Right, let me just show you what it looks like. A lot of bubbles, as you could probably tell. Having their own nice little shindig in there. It's quite orange in colour, quite an orange coloured cider. A little bit darker than other ones, but a little bit clear. Obviously it's not a cloudy one. Now then, let me just get an old whiff in the glass. Now that does smell better in the glass, I've got to say. It's probably just in the cramped place of the bottle that makes it, makes the smell more pungent. But no, it's kind of petered out now. It's not as overpowering, not as strong. So that's all right. But yeah, still quite a bit of a vinegary smell to it. But again, a little bit of sweetness too. I can smell of that. But it does have the. I know it sounds weird, but it does have the Thatcher's smell to it. Yeah, when I had the Thatcher's Katie and the Thatcher's Coxes, they had their own distinct smell to it, and this kind of has it as well. So I don't know. Got mixed feelings going into this one, but it's all in the taste. So bottoms up. Well, very full-bodied. Oh yes, that's definitely got a lot of oomph to it. I can tell you that. It's wow. God, it takes a few gulps to actually get the whole thing down. But it's good. it's good. Yeah, it's got a very slight hint of oak to it. It's not as overpowering as other oak-aged ciders that I've had, so it's a much more dulled down and mild taste to it. Just get a second opinion. Yeah, it's almost well, it's not surprising, but it is almost like syrup going down you. And that is probably the invert sugar syrup that's doing that. It's obviously probably just added a bit of thickness to it as well. Because yes, really takes a good couple of gulps to get the whole thing down. But doesn't really have that much of an aftertaste to it, if I'm being honest. It does leave you feeling refreshed though. It certainly coats your palate in a nice coating of its essence, shall I say. But yeah, not really getting much of an aftertaste from it. So it's one of these ciders that you've just got to keep on drinking to get the taste of it. So obviously not one that you can just enjoy, just sitting out in the garden, nice and relaxed. This is one that you've just got to keep on drinking and drinking. Let me just get a third taste. I am getting a bit of sweetness to it too, which is kind of sad because it's supposed to be a medium dry cider, but because they've added this blowing sugar syrup to it, it does have that sweetness to it, which obviously lowers it down a bit, because obviously what you're tasting here is a little bit artificial. But for £1.49, it does its job. It's definitely not a terrible tasting cider. I mean, if you're really hard up for cash and you really do want a cider, then Tesco Finest Single Orchard is an alright one to go for. Yeah, I definitely probably won't buy it again if I'm being honest, because obviously I have had a lot better tasting ciders. But like I said, if you're just hard up for cash and you want a nice cheap cider to drink, then this one does its job. Let me just get a final taste. Yeah, like I say, there's nothing overly remarkable about it. It's like I say, it's just got that very, very ever so slight hint of oak and smoke that's coming off of it, like you get with other oak-aged ciders. But it's very, very dulled down. what you're mostly getting is just a full-bodied, full-bodied character to it, with quite a bit of sweetness to it. So yeah, overall, quite an okay cider. I'm gonna go and give Tesco Finest a single orchard cider a 6 out of 10. Just above average, If it had been a little bit more expensive, then it would have gone down quite a few marks. But for £1.49, it's a middle of the road cider. So, well, there we go. And that was another episode of The Cider Drinker for you guys. Brought to you with Tesco's Finest Single Orchard Cider. Like I say, if you're ever in Tesco's and you're a little bit short on pennies but want a cider, give it a go. It's alright. But for other cider drinkers out there that want a proper one, look elsewhere. Well, until next time guys, I'll be bringing to you another delicious and tasty cider. But until then, I've got a Tesco Finest cider with my name on it. Take care guys.